I'm Saturday hauling for you guys today, and I'm going to go ahead and start off with the new Mack spring collection. I picked up 4 pieces. I think it's called the Boom Boom Bloom collection, and when I saw sneak peeks of it on Instagram, I just got so excited because it's got a super spring vibe as we're still dealing with snowstorms. But this is what the box packaging on the collection looks like, and I went ahead and I purchased the highlight powder, and the official name of it is Fleureal, and it's called Fleureal Highlight Powder, 0.31 ounces of product. And this packaging is just so pretty. The inside embossing on this is super pretty as well. That darker sheen that you see in the powder is an overspray, which is... Oversprays are always so disappointing to me. They make a product look really pretty, but it's very misleading. I have used like this top portion right here, so there's overspray missing. I don't know what to do with this powder. I feel like it's not pigmented enough to be a blush. It's not shiny. The powder itself underneath the overspray is kind of a satin type of a finish, and I feel like it's too pink to kind of use as a powder on my face, so I'm not sure exactly how I'm going to use this. Maybe I'll just leave it intact for the prettiness of it. That's kind of why I got it, is because I just thought it was so pretty. But let me swatch the powder for you guys anyway. Maybe you guys will have some ideas with what I could use it with. it's not a highlighter at least. Then I also purchased the 9-pan palette. It's called the Eyeshadow x9, and it's called Kabuki Doll. And again, with the super pretty packaging. Sometimes their 9-pan palettes or MAC shadows in general actually can be a little bit hit or miss, but I found that this one was really good. There wasn't a matte brow bone highlight for me, but I was able to make, you know, I just used the shimmer underneath the brow and it looked really pretty because all of the center shades right there are a matte finish. And I thought that the quality of the shadows in this were pretty darn good. They blended pretty well. They've got nice shine to them. Give you some swatches here. And again, that whole middle row is mattes in this one. The others are all shimmers. But just some kind of really pretty spring shades. And these bottom 3. Right there. So that is the Kabuki Doll 9-pan palette. And again, the packaging is so stunning. And then I purchased 2 lipsticks from the collection. I believe there's a total of 5. But the packaging, again, these are so stunning. I was wearing one of these in my last video, and that was the Hey Kiss Me shade, which is a cream sheen lipstick, which is one of my favorite formulations from Mack. And it's just a really pretty cool toned baby pink color. Again, I was wearing this in my last haul video from last Saturday. And then the other shade that I got is called High Fructise, and this is one of the mattes. Their newer matte formula's got it's kind of a silicone based formula, so it's really comfortable on the lips while being matte. This is the lipstick that I have on my lips today, and it's really pretty. It's like a coraled warm pink. It's a really pretty shade. I feel like it went on really nice. It looks opaque. There's not like no patchiness. There isn't any patchiness in there. It's just a really pretty lipstick. So that one is, what did I say? Hey Kiss Me? Yep. Hey Kiss Me and High Fructise. I really wish that they would have came out with some blushes in that collection. I love the baby pinks, the baby corals and stuff like that. With that packaging, I just think it would have been so pretty. But they didn't, and I don't know how to use the face powder. Then when I was in Walmart, I saw a NYX display there, and they had this Born to Glow highlighter, and it's called Stand Your Ground. This is reminiscent to that one that came out during the holidays that I really loved. I wasn't sure what to expect, but on the cheeks, this looks so pretty. It's super high shine and glowy. In the pan, it doesn't look like much, but when I buff it into my cheeks, it's really a gorgeous highlighter. And again, this is called Stand Your Ground. It's light enough for the top of the cheeks. It kind of reminds me of the Anasazi Beverly Hills Starlight highlighter that they came out with some years back, that I think they discontinued that whole range, but the tone of this reminds me of that, where it has a slight like silver but still kind of maybe a gold in it. It's a very unique type of a shade, and there were 3 of these in the line, but this was the lightest one. That's called Stand Your Ground from NYX. And then in one of my haul videos, I asked you guys if you knew of any other brands that made the eyebrow pens, because I've really been loving eyebrow pens lately. I love the Mack one. I really like the Urban Decay Brow Blade, just as long as I can get it not to pull that real olive color on my brows, but the product itself I really like. And you guys told me that Lime Crime made some, and they're called the Bushy Brow Precision Pens. This is what the packaging looks like. In these ones, there's 0.0236 fluid ounces of product, so about twice as much as the Urban Decay one, but not quite as much as what's in the Mack pencil. So the 2 shades I got are Baby Brown and Dirty Blonde, and I've got both of these through my eyebrows today. I've got Dirty Blonde towards the front, and then I got Baby Brown, Baby Brown towards the tail, and I really like these as well. I want to try all the brow pens. The ones that have the fine tip brush applicator, I feel like the formula is just really, really thin, and it coats the hairs nicely. You can kind of make hair strokes out of it as well. And the biggest thing is it looks more natural, I guess, than powder and gel to me, and it doesn't feel so heavy on the brows, and it doesn't break my brows out. So that's one of the biggest reasons why I really like these. So this is the shade Baby Brown right here. And originally I thought it looked a little bit red toned, but I don't feel like it looks like that on. It just kind of looked like that against my skin on my hand. And then this is Dirty Blonde, which is a really nice shade. So Baby Brown and Dirty Blonde, and then there's the brush tip applicator on there. These ones don't have anything on the other end, it's just strictly a pen. And then I was in Ulta the other day and I saw they had a whole new display of Smith & Colt makeup products. And I know that there's the Smith & Colt that has the nail polishes with like the big chunky kind of top to them, and then they have eyeshadow quads. I think they're the same brand. I think that this branched off that, or maybe they revamped their line and came out with more products. But the packaging on this stuff doesn't look like the other Smith & Colt stuff. And this first one is the Glitter Baby Metallic Shift Eyeshadow. And this is the shade they're calling Bronze. This is like a liquid version of the Marc Jacobs Sequins eyeshadow in Topaz Flash, I swear. It's got like a bronzy gold, but there's purple infused in it. It's really stunning. So this is what the packaging looks like. And then pull it out. Here's the applicator. And look how pretty this is. I hope this picks up on camera. But it really is reminiscent of that Marc Jacobs Topaz Flash. But there are purple flecks in there along with gold and like green. It's just really, really stunning. So that is the shade. It's called Bronze. And again, that's the Smith & Colt Glitter Baby Metallic Shift eyeshadow. And then I got 2 of the powder blushes. They do have cream blushes as well. And these are called the Flash Flush Powder Luminous Blush, and there's 0.09 ounces of product in each of these, which is kind of small in terms of a blush. I got Universal Peach and Cool Pink. These are the boxes, and then the packaging is pretty simple for these guys. It's just a black shiny packaging. So this first one is Universal Peach, and this is the blush that I have on my cheeks today. It's just a really stunning coral, and these do have a pretty high shine to them for a blush. But I think that they're really pretty. So that one is Universal Peach, and the other shade is called Cool Pink. And it's just a really pretty, shiny baby pink color. I've worn both of these blushes and they look really pretty on the cheeks. Look at that. It's just so shiny. Very, very glowy blushes there. And the last thing I got from this Smith & Colt line is the Fractal Prismatic Lip Sheen, 0.09 ounces in here, and I got the shade Pink. I wanted the shade Nude, but they were sold out of it, and this looked really pretty as well, so I got this one. What I didn't know about it when I had swatched them in the store was these leave a stain on the skin, and this one's a pretty strong one, so something like the Dior Addict Lip Glows, but the shine on here is super pretty. I wish that it would stay the way that it looks right now, but it deepens up, as I think you can almost watch it on camera, kind of deepening up in color. I liked the initial swatch of it, and then when I got it home and swatched it, not only did it deepen up, but it had that stain. And I guess I I wish that didn't have the stain and it stayed lighter. See, it's really deepening up compared to that first initial swatch. And they do have a slight grit to them because of that shine that's in there. Should I leave that there for a couple minutes and see just how dark it gets? And then I got one of the new Buxom full-on plumping lip creams. I have lip glosses that cry for me in the drawer because I don't wear them. So why I bought this, I don't know. I was like struck by the color and the spring collection and I was feeling them spring vibes or something. So they had a line of these new full-on plumping lip creams and I got the shade Creamsicle. These ones have got a white cap on them and it has pretty good pigmentation. There's 0.15 fluid ounces of product in there. Look at how deep that pink is now compared to when I first swatched it. But this is the one in Creamsicle. And it's got that same, like, it's almost like a vanilla peppermint type of smell to it. And this does leave a little bit of a tingle to the lips. So if you don't like that kind of feeling on your lips, you probably won't like this. I'm going to try harder to wear lip glosses because I think they're so pretty. So that's the Buxom Full On in Creamsicle. Just a really pretty peach, man. And then I caved and I got the Benefit Cheek Leaders Bronze Squad Highlight, Contour, and Bronze Palette. This is the one that has the cookie highlighter and I was just dying to try it. It's got a super high shine on it. There are, let me see here, the Coralista Blush in there, 0.28 ounces. So these are like full size. You got Cookie Highlighter, 0.17, Gold Rush Blush, which I always need to mix that with something because it doesn't do a whole lot on my skin. I wish they put California in this mix instead of the other one, but Hula 0.28 ounces and Hula Caramel, which is a new one as well at 0.28 ounces of product. And this does come with the little brush in there as well. I wish they would have just threw another face product in here really because I don't... Does anybody use these? Maybe some people do. And then there's a mirror kind of in the lid there. Hula Caramel, I wasn't sure kind of what to expect. It does go on quite deep and it's a more warm bronzer. I'd almost call it like kind of toasty. It is the bronzer that I have on my face today, and if I really buff this into the skin, I think it looks really pretty. And when I really work it into the skin, I think it provides a really nice warm glow to my skin. I actually like it. I do have to be a little careful though, not to be too heavy-handed because it's pretty pigmented and it is quite dark. Cookie is a stunning, like it's so shiny. I have got it on the top of my lips, kind of a little bit on my nose, the top of my brows. I don't have it on the top of my cheekbones today. I have got the new Anasazi Beverly Hills Loose Highlighter, but I have used that one. And the shift of the highlighter is light enough, like it shifts this lighter shine, but the base of it kind of blends into my skin tones. So it kind of blends into my skin that way, but I can make it work and it's really pretty on the other portions of my face. For some reason, I felt like the Coralista in here, I had a hard time getting that to show up on my skin, which I found interesting. And then Gold Rush is a baked jelly formula, and I have a hard time getting that to show up on my skin as well. But we'll see. I'm going to continue to play around with it. Maybe you guys can kind of see from some swatches, but I really like, I like both of those two new shades that are in here. And then there's good old Hula as well. So this highlighter is really pretty. Isn't that stunning? Oh, I really like Cookie. Look at that. They need to come out with it individually. And then here's Hula and Coralista. Both the bronzers are matte. See, like, what the heck? The Coralista, man, I feel like it's a little bit more flat in this palette than the original. Should I grab the original and swatch it next to it? Let's do that, shall we? Because maybe I'm just losing my marbles. Here's original Coralista. Try to get a good swatch here for you guys. Swatch it. Oh. About a horse piece, I guess. I think that the one in the palette almost looks a little bit more orange, and the Coralista in the box is a little bit more pink. But they're pretty similar. And then also at Ulta, they had the new Anastasia Beverly Hills Spring Collection. I was so excited they had it in the store. So I picked up one of the loose highlighters and I got the shade Snowflake. There's 0.21 ounces of product in here. Such a pretty jar. This is the highlighter that I have on the top of my cheeks. and I love this. I really, really like this. So much so that I am going to get a backup. Yep, I'm going to do it. Because I think it's so pretty and it works with my skin tone really, really well. So it just comes in a jar packaging like that. Let me get some on my finger. But this is just so pretty. So high shine and so sparkly. There is a swatch of it. Again, this is what I have on the tops of my cheekbones. Isn't that pretty? Oh, look at that. Oh, that is just so pretty. It gives a high shine, wet look to the skin, and I just think it's stunning. And then I also got the Riviera Eyeshadow Palette. This is the box packaging. There are 14 eyeshadows in here, and each one is 0.025 ounces each, which is not a lot. The box packaging on this almost feels like, it's kind of got a denim-y type of feel to it. I like that they're kind of going away from that fuzz that's on a lot of them. I like the packaging. I think it's really spring summery. And then the inside's got the navy blue. This one does come with the standard ABH brush that kind of comes in all their palettes, which I totally wish that they would spice this up, or at least ditch the fluffy end, because I feel like the bristles on this are much too stiff to put into ABH eyeshadows that are this soft. But you've got 8 matte eyeshadows. You've got the white up in the corner, and then the entire bottom row are matte, and then you have got 6 shimmers, which are these guys right here. I did wear this palette. It was kind of, for me, I felt like it was typical ABH fashion where the shadows are quite soft. They kick up some product in the pan, and I do get some fallout with the shadows. I think that the shimmers are really pretty. Some of them, if you really want to amp them up though, you'd probably want to use them wet or use them over a really sticky base, because otherwise it's just kind of a shine. It doesn't really pump up to that metallic look. What I really like about this palette are the bright colors that are in here. It's kind of moving a little bit away from their standard, which is neutral, 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 a lot of neutrals. I think there are more fun colors in here, which I appreciate. So let me give you guys some swatches. Not a lot of product in here. I hadn't looked at that prior to. But some pretty shimmers in here. There are the first 4. The white one is a matte. I'd been mixing Sails with a bit of Estate for underneath the brow, so that I didn't have such a stark white brow bone highlight. And mixing those two together worked out really nice for kind of just a cream matte brow bone. Get these next ones. I really like that periwinkle kind of blue purple shade. You don't see those in a ton of palettes, those periwinkles. And then these guys. This palette really gives me cabin fever right now because yeah, it's still white outside where I'm at. And this is just like total summer. Screams summer, spring. And then these last 2. That's a pretty good matte purple. It's not easy to do matte purples. So those are the swatches of the Anasazi Beverly Hills Riviera eyeshadow palette. Then there's an Essence mascara that I see a lot of people rave about here on YouTube, and I couldn't remember which one it was. So I bought the Essence Lash Princess Sculpted Volume Mascara, this one. And I thought the mascara itself lengthened and volumized my lashes pretty well. But this did smudge on me really bad. So I don't know if this is the one that people talk about or not. If you know the popular Essence mascara that people love, could you let me know? Because I want to pick it up. Maybe this is the one. I don't know. But again, it volumized and lengthened my lashes really well. It's got a curved, kind of more natural bristle brush on it, but it smudged on me something fierce. And then off the Sephora website, I got the Ciate London Jessica Rabbit Collection, the Jessica palette. It's a 9-shade eyeshadow palette. Here is the box packaging on this guy. And then the actual packaging is so pretty. I snoozed on the highlighter. I thought that it was something that was going to be too deep for my skin tone, and then the more I saw pictures of it like on Instagram and stuff, it looks like it would have been light enough, but now it's like sold out everywhere. And I'm crossing my fingers for a restock because I'm kicking myself. I wish I would have purchased that because the packaging on that's really pretty and the embossing and the powder is pretty. I should have just got it. But the eyeshadow palette has got 9 shades and they are 0.04 ounces per shade. Again, the packaging on this is super. Who doesn't love Jessica Rabbit, right? This is the eyeshadow palette that I have on my eyes today. I think the colors of the shades are really pretty, but some of them are kind of difficult to work with, and I wish there was a deeper matte in there to work with these 3 mattes that are on the bottom. So again, these 3 are matte, and then these 6 on top are all shimmers. I did have to kind of use my finger for these 2 to pack it on the lid. They were kind of stiff to work with, and I had to grind my brush in there if I was going to try to pick up product. I almost feel like they're too densely formulated, where when you try to, you put pressure on it, it's kind of creating hard pan. You can kind of see it in that purple. I feel like these 2 shades and this one over here work pretty well though, but these 3 are a bit stiff and kind of crumbly. But hopefully you can see in the swatches here. And I did buy it because Jessica Rabbit. So there's the first 3. And then these next ones. You can kind of see the hard pan forming on that purple there. And I didn't incorporate any other shadows into the look today. This is just what I have on my eyes. And they were a little difficult to work with. The mattes too are kind of dusty and a bit thin. So blending them was a bit of work as well. The end result's okay, I guess. But I think that the Glitter Storm palette, I really liked that one. This one could have been done a little bit better. I think the look did turn out pretty, but I did really have to work with those shadows to, get it to look like this. And then Kat Von D came out with a vegan eyeshadow palette. There are 10 shades in here that are 0.08 ounces per shade, which is a massive amount of product, like 3.5 times the amount of one shadow in the ABH palette. That's how much product is in one of these. So it comes with cardboard packaging, and then there's a mirror in the lid, and then here are your 10 eyeshadows. I kind of feel like none of the shades in here are unique, but if you're somebody who's looking for some pops of color and some good like vegan eyeshadows, this would be a good place to go. I feel like the pigmentation in these is nice, but these do have quite a bit of silicones in them. Like dimethicone is like the second, third ingredient in quite a few of the shades. So they're going to be a heavier shadow, like a thicker type of a texture. It does say on the lid here that best applied with fingers, so if you really want to get that intensity out of them, it says to use them with fingers. I have used them with a brush and I'm able to make them work pretty good with a brush, but I do have to kind of grind my brush into the shadows to pick it up again because there's so many silicones. They're a heavier consistency type of eyeshadow. But let me go ahead and give you some swatches and hopefully you can see whether or not this is something you might want to pick up. Yeah, there's definitely, they have a thicker feel to them because of those silicones. So those are the first 4. Right there. And then these next 4. Right there. Because of that heavier silicone too, you don't get a lot of fallout. And then these last 2 shades. Right there. So that is the Kat Von D vegan eyeshadow palette. And that is everything for my haul today. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and found it helpful. Thank you for watching. Do not forget to wear sunscreen, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.